Happy Friday morning, class. Can you believe another week has gone by already? Well, today is Friday. May the 14th. Yesterday was the 13th. Today is the 14th. One group of 10 plus 4 more. It is 2021. We said today is Friday. What was yesterday? If today is Friday, yesterday was Thursday. If today is Friday, what will tomorrow be? On the weekend, Saturday. The weekend is Saturday and Sunday. Let's put it together. Today is Friday, May the 14th, 2021. Are you ready to sing O Canada? Standing up straight, singing voices on, and arms by your side.
National anthem to celebrate all things Canadian. Are you ready? Here we go. Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north strong and free. From far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, we love singing the Canadian.
Alrighty, and now we're ready to go right into our language. Today we have our little books. So JKs, can you grab your little e-book so we can read together? The first page has an elephant on it. And it says, point to the words, my little e-book. Next page, page number 1. What's this a picture of? Elephant. That's a big word, isn't it? Let's count the syllables. Elephant. 3 syllables or 3 word parts. Elephant. Elephant enters. Elephant enters. That means he's coming in the door. Do you think he can fit through the door? That must be a pretty big door. Next page, page 2. Elephant, and what's he doing? Eats. Elephant eats. I wonder what he's eating. Do you think he's eating peanuts? Next page, page 3. Now, we don't see elephant's face anymore. We see his behind. So what is he doing? He was entering before. Now, elephant exits. That means he's going out the door. He came in and now he's going out, and you can see the exit sign at the top. Next page. What's the next page? Page number 4. In an elevator. There's 2 word families. The IN is in, And the next one is an, in an elevator. Can you see elephant in the elevator? So that doorway, he's exiting in an elevator doorway. Can you see what floor he's on? Floor number 1. See, that one is white and the other numbers are black. In which direction is he going? He's going down to floor number 1. And the last page is where you get to read your book to 3 different people and have them sign their names on the line. I read my little book too. Alrighty. SKs, can you hold up your little book? What's your book called? And what's the picture on the front? A hen. Peg, egg, egg. Peg, the. We know that THE spells the. Hen. So if the word family is N-E-N, and we put an H in front of it, it's hen. Peg the hen. Next page, page number 2. Peg gets fed. And you can see in the picture there, someone is feeding Peg. What will come after page number 2? Page number 3, of course. Can you find that? Page number 3. And there's Peg's bed. Can you see that says Peg and there's some hay and straw in there in the box? Peg's nest. We know that a bird's bed is their nest. Peg's nest. Page number 4. What's in Peg's nest? Some eggs. Peg's eggs. And what do you notice about those 2 words? They both have EG in them, and they rhyme. Egg and egg. So egg has a P on it to make it into peg. And what's this person doing to Peg? Pet Peg the hen. Pet Peg the hen. And let's read all the sentences together that we have read on the pages so far. Peg gets fed. Peg's nest. Peg's eggs. Pet Peg the hen. Each one of these sentences are thoughts, and sentences start with an uppercase letter and they end with a dot that's called a period. So we know the sentence is over when there's a dot at the end. What's that dot called? A period. How many sentences are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, that was page 6, so what page will come next? Page 7. I read this book too, and read it to 3 people and get them to sign their name. And the last page is where you get to be the illustrator who draws a picture about the book. And then make sure you sign that you are the illustrator. Picture, by, and your name. Well, that is our language for today. And let's stand up and have a little stretch break. I have 10 little fingers. They can do things. Would you like to see? I can stretch them up high, up to the sky, up, 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 and then make a cup. I can reach down low, 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 And then make an O. I can stretch them out wide and then fold them just so. All right, shake it out and let's sit down and work on our math. JKs, you have a page called Number Patterns. So you need to fill in the blanks with the numbers that come after the ones that are there. Each line has a different number pattern. So for this first rectangle, we have 1, 2, what would come in the blank? If you said 3, you're right, because next comes 4, then 5, 6, 7, 8. And then 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. But then we start on a different pattern here. We're starting at, not at 1, but at 10. And then comes 11. What comes after 11? 12, and so on. And then starts another number pattern. It starts at, what number is this? 1, 4, 14. And then another number pattern starts at 3. What will come after 3? 4. You can go ahead, fill in all the blanks with the numbers that come next in that number pattern. SKs. You are adding, and this is what your page looks like. Color the sets with the answer 8. So let's do some of those together. I'm going to get my markers. And here they are. The first one says 3 plus 4. So we have boxes. We have one big box that's broken up into a whole bunch of boxes. The first question is 3 plus 4. 3 and then 4. Does 3 plus 4 equal 8? Because we're only supposed to color the sets with the number 8. Let's count and see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, that does not equal 8. So we will not color this one in. We'll leave it white. Let's try another one. I'll have to make those squares again. This one says 7 plus 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Plus 1. Let's count those up. So we know this is 7, so we'll start at 7 and count on. 7 plus 1, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, plus 1 more, 7, 8. We know that 1 more after 7 is 8. So 7 plus 1. Are we going to color this one? What does it equal? It equals 8. And we are supposed to color all the sets that equal 8. So yes, we will color this one in. And the next page is the same. The first half, you're coloring the sets with the answer 7. And the second half, you're coloring the sets with the answer 8. You can go ahead and do that. And I put a craft in your package for you today. It's a pinwheel craft, and since we've been having a lot of breezy weather, you should be able to find a day to test this out. So you have a paper, you're going to cut your pinwheel out, and once you get it cut out, there's lines. Maybe you can get an adult to help you because you don't want to cut all the way through the middle. You just want to cut them to the end of where the lines go. So then it's still attached. You have 4 pieces that are attached in the middle. And there's a black dot where you poke a hole. And then you can curl some corners down to make it pretty and make it blow better in the wind. And then Mrs. Peddler put a pencil in. I bet you were wondering what the pencil was for. Well, this is something you really need an adult for. Ask mom or dad if you have a pin, a straight pin at home that you could use, and let them put the top of the pencil where the eraser is, where the hole is, at the back, where the hole is. Then they're going to take the pin and push it through the eraser. The reason we put the eraser there is because it's soft and the pin will go through it, and that will attach the pinwheel to the handle. And once you have them attached, you can decorate it, draw some pictures on it, put some stickers on it, and then go outside and test it out on a windy day and see if it will twirl around. And we can't see the wind, but we can see how it blows things. And pinwheels are a way to see how the wind blows. If you look out your window and see that the trees are blowing, then you know it's a breezy day and it's a good day to test out your pinwheel. So have fun with that. I hope you can test it out this afternoon. And yesterday I had so much fun when we got together on our Zoom call. Alyssa and Caleb, you did an awesome job sharing. I loved hearing about your castle, Alyssa. And Caleb, I loved seeing your Paw Patrol police car with Chase and how it could stop the traffic. And we also had some wonderful questions from some of the other students. You were taking your turn, putting your hands up, listening, and being very polite. So next week on our Zoom call, we'll look forward to hearing from 2 different people. So let's look at our alphabet. We had an A. We don't have any B's. We had a C. Do we have another C? Yes, we do. So Caleb Spears, you'll be helping us out next week for our sharing. Do we have any D's? No. E's? No. F's? G's? Yes, we do, don't we, Gideon? So Caleb Spears and Gideon, I'm going to look forward to hearing from you next week on our Zoom call. We also have been talking about the weather, and we started a book yesterday about all kinds of weather. Oh, can you say what the weather is today? We learned about how umbrellas were first made in China, and they were used to block out the sun on a hot day. And then they realized if they put wax on the umbrellas, that would make the rain slide off. And they could keep themselves from getting soaked. We learned that farmers and pilots and sailors and you and me and weathermen, they all need to know what the weather is. It helps them with their jobs. We learned that there's three main types of clouds: the cumulus, the white puffy ones on a nice summer day. The cirrus are those wispy, thin feather-like ones that let the sun shine through. And then there's the cumulonimbus. Can you say that with me? Cumulonimbus, and that's the storm cloud. Some people call those stratus clouds, and they're low in the sky, and they're dark, and they're gray. We talked about the water cycle. We've talked about that before, where water evaporates, turns from liquid to gas in the air. It gets drawn up by the sun and the heat from the lakes, from the rivers and streams. It turns to gas in the air, goes up to the clouds. The rain droplets attach together, and because it's colder in the sky, they're coming back together and turning back to liquid. And when the clouds get really heavy, it comes down in rain, snow, or hail, and that's called precipitation. Rain, snow, or hail, when the clouds break open because they're so heavy, and we get rain, snow, or hail. We also learned that there's one kind of cloud that touches the ground, and what's that called? Fog. You got it. Well, let's see what else we can learn about the weather. We didn't get to finish our book yesterday. When air is warmer than freezing, I'd like to explain water falls from the clouds and it falls down as rain. When air is freezing cold, it's important to know water falls from the clouds, but it falls down as snow. If you magnify snowflakes the way that we are, you will see that each one is a six-pointed star. They're made up of crystals, and each one you find is like no other snowflake. It's one of a kind. So precipitation can be rain or snow or ice pellets, and ice crystals. If we look at them with a magnifying glass, we see each one has 6 points, and each one is different. God made them each unique, just like He made us each unique and different and beautiful. The desert is dry, and the reason is clear. Its rainfall is less than 10 inches a year. That's not very much rainfall in a year. Here is a word, and we both like to rhyme it. The weather's a place that has the most is its climate. So in the desert, the climate, that means the weather. That's another word for the weather. And it's very dry. They don't get very much rain there. How do you keep cool when you live in a land that's hot, dry, and dusty and covered in sand? Loose fitting clothes let breezes blow through, and the light colors bounce the sun's rays off of you. So here's the desert where they get less than 10 inches of rain a year. You can see they're wearing loose-fitting clothes to let the breeze flow through. And what are they riding? They're riding camels. We don't have camels here, but they do in the desert. Where on earth is it the coldest? So it's hot and dry in the desert. Where is it the coldest? Meteorologists, remember those are the weather scientists. Let's say that together, meteorologist. They say that Antarctica is freezing cold every day. So we know that Antarctica is a frozen continent at the bottom of the globe. Let's see if Mrs. Peddler can turn you around so we can see Antarctica. You can see it's at the very bottom of the globe here. I'm pointing to it, and it's white because it's frozen, but it's actually a continent. And that is the coldest place on the earth. It is freezing cold every day, says the meteorologists. Land covered in ice and deep drifting snow. The air is so cold that plants cannot even grow. It's so cold there, plants can't grow. But what is there? There's some penguins. How thick is the ice here? This made us think quick. We are standing on ice, 7,000 feet thick. Oh my goodness, that's some thick ice. Can you see the thick ice? We used a thermometer and now we know in the air it is colder than deep in the snow. So the air is even colder than in the snow. Oh, we're moving to a different climate. Climate is where they have different kinds of weather. We had the desert, we had Antarctica, and now we're going to the tropical jungle. It's hot and it's wet. So the desert is hot and dry, but the jungle is hot and wet. Do you know on a summer day when it's humid, where it feels icky and sticky and really hot? That's humidity. That's when the air is holding moisture inside it and it's hot. Well, that's what it's like in the jungle all the time. The air is hot and sticky and wet. If you go there to visit, you will soon start to sweat. The weather is humid, which makes you feel icky. The air is full of water. That's why you feel sticky. Air conditioners help you feel better. Here's why. Cold air holds less water, so you feel cool and dry. Hot air holds more water. Air conditioners cool the air down, so they hold less water and it doesn't feel so sticky. In a thunderstorm, first you will see lightning flash. Remember we talked about that? First the lightning, that's the electricity in the air. Next you'll hear thunder go rumble and crash. Whenever there's lightning, thunder is next because the air escapes with the electricity and then colder air rushes in. And that's the sound of thunder when the colder air rushes in. To find out how far thunderstorms are from you, try this easy trick. It's a fun thing to do. Start counting when you see a lightning bolt flash. Stop counting when you hear the next thunder crash. So there's the lightning in the air. If you start counting when you see the first lightning and stop when you hear the thunder, take that number, divide it by 5. When you do, that's the number of miles that the storm is from you. Lightning's electric. One flash is so strong, it could light every light in your house all year long. Isn't that interesting? One flash of lightning could light all the lights in your house for the whole year. Thunder won't hurt you, but lightning could, so here's a few things we would like you to know. Lightning strikes what is tallest, so take it from me. In a thunderstorm, never stand near a tree, because trees are tall, right? And lightning strikes what it can touch first. If you're out in a field and have no place to go, get as small as you can and then scrunch way down low. Stay inside your car if there's lightning around. It flows over your car and then down to the ground. So hopefully you would be inside your house with your parents and watching the storm from the window, and then it's lots of fun. But if you're in your car, stay in there because then the lightning goes over top of it and down to the ground. If strong winds are blowing with hard driving rain, you may be in the middle of a hurricane, and we don't have them around here. Winds blow in a circle both day and night, knocking lots of things down that get in their way. Here's a hurricane fact that's a favorite of mine. There can be lots of hurricanes at the same time. So each one gets a name: Andrew, Agnes, or Dora, Lenny, Diana, Mitch, Bertha, or Flora. Did you know that hurricanes get a name? They each get a name, so there's never a doubt which hurricane people are talking about. And there's the hurricane that's picking up things like chairs and bicycles and boxes and people. That's how strong the wind is in a hurricane. Hurricanes blow things down, but I learned from thing 2, tornadoes blow harder than hurricanes do. A tornado picks up everything it goes by, like a huge vacuum cleaner way up in the sky. So tornadoes make a tunnel, and they pick up things inside the tunnel. They are stronger than hurricanes. We don't have them around here either. It spins like a top, twirling round and round, pulling trees, cars, and houses right off the ground. Once in a tornado, a chicken was tossed. She landed safely, but her feathers were lost. Isn't that funny? One time when there was a tornado, a chicken got pulled up into the spiral, but then later she was found alive without her feathers. Can you see her there? Poor chicken. No feathers. It's important to study the weather, it's true, but we cannot control it, whatever we do. Who controls the weather? God, our Heavenly Father. He's the creator of the weather. And we can be confident that He can control it, just like when the disciples were out in the boat and there was a storm and Jesus was asleep. They said, wake up, Jesus. Why are you sleeping? And when He woke up, He spoke to the wind and it calmed down. The sun may be shining, the sky a bright blue, then suddenly rain will start falling on you. And we've seen a lot of rain lately, haven't we? But now we have sun. Or the sky may be filled with dark storm clouds, and then the sun will break through and shine down once again. You see, weather keeps changing, but one thing we know, it makes life exciting wherever you go. It is more interesting when we have different weather. Sun, rain, snow, hail, wind. It makes life different and interesting. And we need the sun, we need the rain, and we need the wind to dry off the land. Okay, well, that is the end of our book on weather. I hope you learned a thing or two, and I hope that you have a wonderful weekend. Play, spend time with your family, relax, and I look forward to meeting with you again on Monday. Bye for now.